Thank you, Don, and thank you, everyone. This is an amazing conference at Resources Rising Stars yet again, and I look forward to sharing what the success has been that we've got at Rox Resources. We're focusing on building value for our shareholders. So over the last few months, we've travelled from 16.5 cents to 40 cents, but as you'll see, this isn't the end of the escalation in Rox. This is just the beginning. There is significant upside at the project. We've got 3 million ounces in resource. We've got one of the biggest gold resources sitting in a junior company. We also have significant upside with our exploration package. And with the consolidation with Venus Metals, we've got 100% ownership over what is a strategic gold belt. It's a high-grade production scenario. So we've completed a scoping study that I think there's still a lot of upside in, that has 70,000 ounces per annum at around 5 grams a tonne coming from underground. I think we can upscale that to potentially get that up to 100,000 ounces per annum plus. And with the new exploration success that we've had at Paddy's Lode and Midway, I can see us potentially looking to significantly surpass that. We have an ESG framework in place where we've already conducted our sustainability report for last year, and we've looked to start benchmarking where we sit in the industry. That's important for us as a developing company because we believe taking this project forward, we need to conform to all the international guidelines on ESG perspectives and set our goals not just to meet the standard, but to beat it. We're located just outside of Mount Magnet, Western Australia, which is 480 kilometres northeast of Perth. It is a fantastic gold district with a rich history of gold mining. However, it hasn't seen an extensive exploration campaign since the mid-90s. And like I said, with our share price performance over the past 4 months, we're probably one of the best in the junior gold industry. We raised money last year at about 16.5 cents, and if you were lucky to come along to the Resources Rising Stars conference and invest at the back end of last year, you would have more than doubled your money in Rox Resources. But as I said, this is only the beginning, this is not the end. We've looked to consolidate this project, taking the company post-consolidation to around 340 million shares on issue. So it'll be a fantastic growth story from here. And it is a significant belt. The UME Gold Project itself is 3 million ounces, and we hold 60 kilometres of strike within this gold belt. It is highly underexplored. For a number of years, Rox held a 50% ownership in a regional tenure, along with Venus Metals, and very little exploration was conducted over the area. So much so that Ramelius Resources bought Spectrum Metals, who had the only gap in our tenure, who managed to discover a small high-grade gold deposit named Penny West. That was sold for $300 million back in 2020. And what we have here is an area that is underexplored, that hosts lots of gold occurrences, that we believe there is future expansion opportunities within this belt. Historically, UME has been a gold mine of high grade and lots of gold production. Nearly 700,000 ounces have been mined from here, and when you look at the underground gold grades at 10 plus grams a tonne, it is a significant gold district. And one of the most exciting things is just to the south of the previous workings, we have now had a new discovery called Paddy's Lode. The initial drill result from here was 28 metres at 35 grams a tonne. Now, I know 28 metres is out of the realms in terms of UME, so there is a down plunge component to that intersection. But we knew that we were probably sitting on a potential offset from the UME main lode here that sat somewhere between that, 3 to 8 metres wide, and had great expansion opportunities. So we wheeled the diamond rig in there. Our first 3 results have come back: 6 metres at sort of 8 grams, 6 metres at 9.5 grams, and 3 metres at 8.5 grams. What we've continued to find here is now 200 metres of strike of a potential new mineralised system that is covered under 40 metres of transported cover. This is an unmined ore zone and presents a significant development opportunity for us as a company. An unmined ore zone like this, dipping at about 70 degrees, is perfect for underground mining. And when you look, we're already looking around sort of that 70 to 100,000 ounces per annum from our scoping study at the UME underground itself. If we have a look in an area like this, there's more than adequate potential to be able to double that production number. It is a highly prospective area, and I don't think we've only scratched the surface. There's 40 metres of cover here. Every hole that we're drilling into it, we're hitting mineralisation, and as soon as we start to expand our knowledge within this area, it will only continue to grow. Midway has also been an emerging discovery. Here, we've drilled 2 holes this year, each of them intersected multi-lodes, running at 3 metres at about 20 grams a tonne, and one running 6 metres at 15 grams a tonne. Again, this is a new area, previously unmined, that presents exceptional exploration opportunity for us at RRS. So this ties into our 3 million ounce resource, where we've got the Link deposit. And a lot of that resource is inferred. And you can see with multiple drill hits here at Link, where we've been building that confidence in the inferred material, consistent grades, consistent width, all showing double-digit grades. This is a fantastic result for improving the resource confidence, and I've got no doubt that there will be a mine here again at UME. And it is a big resource, 3 million ounces. It is a large inferred resource. It is 1.9 million ounces of inferred material that we will look to upgrade over the coming months. It is predominantly high grade. So there's 2.2 million ounces here at 6.8 grams a tonne in the underground mine. We're looking to grow that, not only at Link, but we're also looking to grow it at Paddy's Lode and Midway, and I think this will be a significant gold development in the future. Outside of the UME main area, there is a number of regional targets. Each of these have had high-grade results that haven't been followed up, that we're going to send the geology team out now with a reinvigorated approach. Conduct the geological mapping, conduct the survey work, and have a look at targeting these areas with the knowledge that we have from the UME main area now. The scoping study that we produced, I still think was a stepping stone from what could have been a bigger development. And I've seen this as the opportunity when I first joined RRS back in November of last year. I took on the MD role just after they released the scoping study, and I've seen the opportunity to really enhance what they plan to do in that mining plan. Look at expanding it out, go to a larger production scenario. So rather than sitting at a 400,000 tonne per annum operation, quite easily go to a twin boom jumbo development style of operation where you're going to quite easily at this scale produce 600,000 tonne per annum. That will significantly impact the amount of ounces that you'll produce at this project. Now, with the exploration success we've had at Paddy's Lode and at Midway, here we've got a potential of a second decline and the ability to produce another 500, 600,000 tonne per annum from an underground mine. So there's no reason when we start looking at the economics of this project that we start looking at a much bigger development than what we perceived in the scoping study. That's only going to help improve the economies of scale when we look at the all-in sustaining costs, which is already low, already showing almost $1,500 an ounce margin at the current gold price. And that production number will make us a relevant player within the junior development industry. The scoping study looked to produce a gold concentrate, which is something that I've got a lot of experience in. Producing a gold concentrate is an easy way of dealing with sulfide ore bodies, and the high-grade concentrate that will be produced at UME will seek a premium on the world market. And the reason behind that is it has very low arsenic. Now, gold production is made up of 12% gold in concentrate globally. That's a significant number because the majority of that gold production comes from high arsenic ores, all plus 8% arsenic. Now, China and a lot of countries have import restrictions on the amount of arsenic you can have in concentrate that's brought in to different smelters. Low-grade gold concentrate or high-grade low arsenic concentrates fetch a premium in this market. The offtakes that I've negotiated in the past when I was previously CEO at Bardock Gold showed that you'll get around a 90 to 95% payable gold in concentrate, which doesn't mean that this is now an expensive development to build an oxidation circuit. It is cheap. Building a float plant is cheap, and getting this into production will no doubt be a low capex solution. We do have some non-core assets. So Mount Fisher, Mount Eureka is a gold and nickel targeting or exploration project. There's 200,000 ounces of gold at Mount Eureka. We do see that as a high-grade expansion opportunity. And Mount Eureka, there's 30 kilometres of basal contact, which hosts the nickel deposits of Sabre and Cannon Resources, which was acquired by Kinterra Minerals for a deal worth over $40 million late last year. Rox had a 10% interest in Cannon and received $4 million from that, and Rox shareholders who received in-specie distribution of that from that transaction did really well out of Cannon. Now what we see is a potential here of that basal contact to carry that nickel mineralisation north into this tenure. And one of the things that we're not going to look to do is pivot into becoming a nickel exploration company because we've got a fantastic gold asset at UME. So I think there is the potential here for us to realise extra value for our shareholders, and whether that's a Cannon version 2.0 may be something that we look to do in the future. So to wrap it up, over the next few months, we'll complete this corporate transaction with Venus that will no doubt make us industry relevant as a 3 million ounce gold resource under 100% ownership that is in a highly prospective gold belt. We'll continue our resource development and exploration drilling, where we are looking to expand upon our known discoveries now and really look to build that out over the next few months. And the rigs are still spinning. The diamond rig finished last week, and results from the rest of that diamond campaign will be evaluated and announced to the market over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And the RC drilling's kicking back up again as we've defined that mineralised structure at Paddy's Lode, and we'll look to expand upon that discovery with RC drilling over the coming weeks. The results from that will continue to come out all the way out through mid-July, where we'll continue to look at further expanding upon our drilling programs. We are conducting feasibility work, but when we look at a process plant design, I still think that there's opportunity to upscale this project. So we'll continue looking at metallurgical test work as well as water supply and power supply and a few other things. But the process plant design we'll put on hold until we have further clarity on how well developed these new discoveries are. And the regional exploration, it's been a pretty flat out year so far because we started drilling in January and we've had multiple successes so far. But we'll continue to go out to these regional areas, we'll map some of these high-grade targets, and we'll look for those pennies that lie under cover along that 60-kilometre stretch of tenure. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you'd like to hear more about Rox and our exciting new discoveries, come see us at the booth in the Investor Centre. Thank you.